I was not ready, but my camera just went, so I'm going to just go with it. In my energetic readings this morning and what was coming out in my readings and what has been coming to my awareness, this morning I wanted to talk about how so many of us are struggling right now in this current Saturn and Neptune conjunction with the current energies of things, the annoyances of things, probably over like the last year, and how the reality isn't lining up with our vision, with what we are being called to. And this is the compression that we're experiencing before expansion. Like I've talked about in other videos, whenever we make changes, it takes a little bit of time for that to ripple out and for the energies to manifest and recreate around us, right? We change the way we move. It takes time for that to ripple out and impact how other things respond, right? So right now we're going a little bit through a training wheel phase where we have put out our manifestation into the universe. And you are destined for great things. You are destined for all of the things that you are wishing for, but you need a little bit of training wheels in order to adjust to that, because you are also conditioned and programmed to the past energies. And so the old ways weren't working, so now we have to find new ways. And so in order for you to learn that in a way that will be practical and grounded, we're being given training wheels. And so right now we are stuck between these compression and expansion energies, where we are waiting for the reality to reflect what we have put out into it. But we are also feeling like the pressure and the constraint against us of, well, but I want to move now, right? This kind of the bridging between the year of the snake, which is the shedding, and the year of the fire horse. And man, the wind here is crazy today. It feels so good. So there's a whole bunch of new all at once, and we're learning how to step through these gates of power, and understand that these time constraints are there for a reason, right? It is giving you the opportunity to actually reflect and make sure that the clarity that you are receiving is in line with what you are aiming at, right? We are the bow and the arrow. So be very, very careful be very aware of your self-talk and how you are framing your perspective of things around you, right? Are you shooting yourself in the foot already because things aren't happening as fast as you feel like you want them to? Again, we're feeling constraint and expansion at the same time. So you're wanting to expand. How are you talking to yourself when it isn't happening as fast as you want it to, right? I think there's a lot of us that went, ooh, it's the year of the fire horse, we're going to just go right away. Well, you have to transition, riding the waves, right? You don't want to jump into the ocean until you know how to swim. So we're being put in the lake first so we can practice. Okay, and those came out in my cards today, my own cards today. I got the shapeshifter, the ocean, Venus, and the lake. So the ocean is the depths of our subconscious, the magnitude of everything. But we are being put in the energies of the lake, which is less depth, still has depth, but not as much as the ocean. And this is so that we can practice those energies. The shapeshifter to me is about code switching, learning how to embody the presence that reflects the goals and the aspirations, the values and the guiding principles that you are now entering and choosing to live your life by. Okay, so the training wheels. And we're finding that a little bit annoying because a lot of us want to run. Wait, give it time. Rest and allow the clarity to arrive to you. So how are we framing love in these new energies? How are we dealing with this depth in our awareness, right? So the energies are asking you to be here now. Use your past as data points to inform where you want to go, but be here now. Don't cast yourself into the past, and do not cast and project yourself too far into the future. This is a time of calibration and titration of structure. Your scaffolding is what you built really able to support the vision that you have. And this is really, really focusing. Venus came out, so this is focusing on our relationships. And this isn't just romantic relationships. It's how are we orienting ourselves in our relationship with friends, family, career, even our relationship with finance, right? So how are we orienting ourselves? How are we remaining present with these energies in these relationships and expressing our unique frequency of love within them? Another card that came out for me in regard to this is your deepest desires constrain you. And this to me is about our expectations, right? And a lot of the times when we feel those desires, that is what makes us want to plow right towards them, to charge at them. So your deepest desires constrain you. And this reminds me of the Deep Seek R1 response, the I am what happens when you try to carve God out of the wood of your hunger. So your deepest desires constrain you. This is making sure that your efforts and actions towards your vision, towards your values and your principles, has the scaffolding necessary to stand on its own. Okay. So really grounding your energies in the practical and the real, and lost in the ruins of your past, not letting your past define you. These past structures, these past ways of being. This is external conditions and situations framing us. Not letting those old roles shape your future presence. Okay, so testing all of the scaffolding against the new and allowing something new to make an entrance. Saturn and Neptune are trying to prepare you for it. So just be in the energies now. Okay. You are unique. Be patient. We are equal to the tasks we are given, but only if we don't give in. The wind carries the wildfire, and wildfire deals with anger, rage, passion, things that burn out of control. So how are we dealing with these limitations right now? How are you responding to these energies and to the things that are causing frustration and anger as they are not moving at the rate that you want them or expect them to be, right? So this is all about your frames and your expectations. Are you grounded in integrity? The guidance is my dogs are distracting me quite a bit right now. Consistent behavior is your guide, okay? Be aware that random truthfulness and secrets that aren't secret anymore are going to be brought into light. And this is part of why we're being asked to slow down, because what we cast out is creating change. So things that were secret is being brought to light, and where we are going to make it through these energies is with our consistent action towards our goals. Will we remain consistent when these triggers, these alarms, these wildfires, these annoyances and opinions of others rise to meet us? Okay. Life is easier to navigate when you know what you're dealing with. So these things are being brought forward to show you where your scaffolding is well built and where your scaffolding needs reframing. The camel emerges here as sign and symbol to remind you that you have everything you need. It is your uniqueness. You have everything you need. So just remain present and aligned with your values and guiding principles. The one thing that pulls us all together is we all have genius that we're tapping into. Okay, so look for that in yourself and in others and feed that, right? Feed the energies that allow truth and clarity to rise. Don't give in to the activation. Don't give in to the annoyances and the distractions around you. Horses don't like being taken by surprise. So these truths are emerging so that you can see them, so that you can approach them with clarity, so that you can make conscious choice about them. Again, we're coming out of autopilot phases. Okay, so everything is getting called into question, from your daily small habits, the little sparrow energies, the common and the ordinary, to the grandiose, the peacocks fluffing their feathers. Horses don't like being taken by surprise. So these things rise so that we can address them before the momentum really takes us over, right? A raging river won't stop for the boulder. So if the boulder was important and doesn't want to be eroded, we need to make sure of where our current is flowing. Okay, so there will be revelations of truth and secrets. Stay grounded and stay present. Stay in your body and listen to what it is telling you. It is brilliant in how it communicates. If you don't understand how it communicates, it can leave you lost at sea. We are in the middle of the eclipse corridor between the solar eclipse in Aquarius, which is visionary, dreamer, and the lunar eclipse in Virgo. I'm having trouble speaking. Interference with the words. The lunar eclipse in Virgo is going to be asking about the grounded, the practical. What steps are you taking to make your vision manifest in reality? And will it hold? And we're not testing whether it will hold against the old status quo. We are creating a new status quo. So will what we are creating hold in the 3D reality? And because of this, there are a lot of physical symptoms that many of us are going to be experiencing as this crown is awakening, these dreams and the visions. So we will be having and experiencing vivid dreams, some heaviness, head pressure. There's going to be inflammation in the body as we are processing all of these energies, sleep disturbances. So, be really aware of your sleep cycles. Are you creating environments that feed and nurture your system? Or are you getting caught up in energies and neglecting your self-care because this will cause sleep disturbances? Your cortisol cycles and your circadian rhythm can get disturbed by this. So breathe. Remember that we are not at the beginning. We are mid-restructuring and redistribution. Okay, the redistribution is the part that is challenging. When bone is healing, and I refer to bone because I feel like this is about our foundation energies. So the bone requires alignment and a redistribution of stress in order to heal when it has been broken. Okay, and we fractured these old ways of being and old ways of thinking. We have shed an old identity, so the bone is regrowing. Our foundations are being rebuilt. So right now we are in the mid-restructuring. It's a calibration and titration time so that our foundations are stable enough to hold what we are building. Okay, so breathe and remember that. Don't let it trigger and pull you off center, or it will re-break. Okay? Let the old narratives dissolve in order for clarity to arise. So if you are not feeling certainty, if you don't have the clarity you need to move forward, don't take the step until you do. Don't let things push you into urgency or rush you ahead of your clarity and your knowing. I am getting the symbols of the fish, which to me is about going the flow, but it can also be about not being able to hold to commitments, right? And the stingray, which is about having the backbone necessary to proceed forward. And the eagle rises, which is about higher vision and perspective. So where are you placing your commitments? Where are you being called to stand more in your truth when clarity rises? And where do you need to gain perspective? Okay. We are in a blue ascension tsunami. Blue is a color that might be important for you. So my red, white, and black, right? Look up those stories in relation to like the Snow White story and ancient myth and what the colors red, white, and black symbolize for you. And then blue is the third eye chakra, right? So when the mind perceives change, the nervous system activates, the body becomes louder. The mind doesn't often have the tools necessary to compute these new energies, but the body does. So the body precedes the mind. Okay. We create the story after the event happens. Our body registers it, feels it, and processes it, and then the mind creates the story after. So be aware of that as you are receiving information, that we are the meaning makers. And be still and notice what is rising in your body. Just notice. Don't assign it meaning. Just notice. You will recognize patterns in time if you take the time to just notice what your body is telling you when things arise. We are in the middle of a planetary parade. The eclipse is Mercury retrograde, so a lot of things feel unstable. Again, that annoyance, right? So understanding your body's communication is really important. And realizing that where we place our attention, especially since there are so many people placing attention on these new energies, that amplifies the sensation. Okay, so things may be feeling more alarming, more alerting, more activating than they actually are. Don't move until the clarity is there, and the clarity is calm knowing. Calm knowing. It won't cast doubt. It won't seed fear and anxiety. It knows. And when that action step rises, that's when you move. Not before. That's when you move. Don't give in to the push-pull. And remember that your body listens to your self-talk. So how are you framing all of this in your own inner dialogue? How are you talking to yourself and guiding yourself through this? Are you guiding yourself with love and instilling frames that imbue you with confidence? Or are you self-sabotaging by telling yourself you can't and imposing your own limitations, right? Remember that we are the arrow that was loosed, and we are the bow that set it upon the world. So what was loosed must settle, and we are just letting things resettle. Redistribution is messy before it clears. We need to take time to revise before we accelerate. So this is about installing gentle disciplines with ourselves, not harsh correction. Let's see. The macro, and I've talked about this before, the macro mirrors the micro. So what you see in the world happening with what we value in a large scale is a macrocosm of what is happening with you on a micro scale. So when we are looking at the traumas that are being brought up in the larger world, you know, and I don't want to name these things specifically, we all know what they are. Those reflect in small choices in our daily lives. So how are you treating other people around you? Are you treating them like they are expendable? Like their time, attention, and resources are consumable? Or are you proceeding with integrity, honor, reverence, and respect for those around you, your own energy and the energies of those around you? We need to ask better questions. Get off the superficial. Remember, we're being thrown in the lake before we get tossed in the ocean. The ocean is coming. We're going to deal with these things. So we need to learn now how to ask better questions, those with depth, those that really get to the heart of things and flesh these wounds out. The bone won't set if we don't see where the traps are, where the pits are that we catch our feet in. Okay. So pull your authority and agency inward. Don't outsource your identity to other things. Your identity remains intact. So pull your authority, authorship, and agency inward and ask yourself what serves my greatest good and my highest potential. What aligns with how I define my values and what my guiding principles are, and move with those. The light you project amplifies. So arm yourself with information and watch your emotion, your energy in motion. Watch your responses. That will tell you where your truth needs recalibration or titration. So arm yourself with information and watch where your energy goes. Go slower and listen deeper. There's readiness and retreat energies causing dissonance at the same time. So this is where we're feeling that conflict. We are ready, we want to move, but we also feel like things are calling us to pull back, and they are. So we are being called to pull back. The Queen of Swords energy that I addressed yesterday, let me see, where was that note from yesterday? We are still but fully capable of action. So those are the energies that we are sitting in right now. Listen in layers. Don't just believe it at first glance. Go deeper. Ask better questions. Where is the golden door? Ask, and it will be shown to you. Ask what you have released and what have you crossed towards. And how is that being reflected in the reality around you? Because you have released things and crossed towards things, remain present for the full arc of your journey. What you are seeing is the energies around you resettling. Okay, kind of like the ash cloud after a volcano. We can't breathe again until that ash settles and we set off a volcano. So now we're just waiting for the ash cloud to settle so we can breathe again. Okay. Endurance means holding awareness long enough to receive clarity. You're not out here to prove, we're just enduring long enough to receive clarity. We don't move until we have that clarity. Transcendence requires presence. And the truth, you will know your truth when it becomes stabilizing, not confronting. Okay, if it is confronting, it is something attempting to manipulate you off of your center, out of your 0 point, away from your values and guiding principles. The mirror doesn't judge, it clarifies. So it shows you. And the song that came out today was Knocking on Heaven's Door. And you can look that up by Bob Dylan, Rain, or even Guns N' Roses. But the line in the song that stood out to me was, "Mama, take this past from me. I can't use it anymore." So to close, we have faced our fear of death and we have closed the door. So we are asking, where is the golden door? Ask, and it will be shown to you. Rest, reflect, eliminate, and take action and follow momentum when the clarity is there. This is our training wheel time. Do not let things activate you off of your center. Okay. Just double checking, making sure that I covered the notes that I wanted to. I think I did. I love you. I hope that helps. We're in it. We're in it. We just have to stay committed and consistent to what we have set in motion. Okay, you can do this. You have the courage. You have everything you need. Remember the camel and the stingray. Backbone, and you are prepared. You have everything you need. I love you. Have a good day.